We are live. Okay. Hey, Gabby, I'm so excited for today's interview. Like, ridiculous.
Oh, Kristy, I'm so excited to be here and for us to be the that we got to interview each other. I think it's just so perfect.
I know. For those that obviously don't know, we were like Bali, roomies over our entire retreat, and we've got to, I think, every single live training we've been together.
Yeah, we have. And it's like we were accountability sisters in the third term, and then we were roomies in Bali, and now we get to do our interview together, and it's just...
This is so amazing.
Oh, I'm so happy.
I know. All right. Should we jump straight in with our first question?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
All right, cool. Okay, so what led you, Gabby, to walk this path?
Oh, such a good question. I think I've always, now, being where I am at now, I know that I was always on the path. There was parts of it, or most of it, where I was just asleep. But I had this knowing within me that I knew that there was something so much more. There's something so much bigger than me. And this yearning and this call to go and meet it. And that's how I ended up at, Ricky's Intuitive Intelligence Workshop. And that's pretty much the day that everything shifted for me. And it's been like a rapid expanding 18 months since that time. It's been incredible. What about you?
Amazing. Okay, for me, so what led me to the path is my mum. When I was around 10, she started her rapid spiritual awakening. Definitely not through as much joy as we're learning to do it with. But I just witnessed her journey, and I couldn't help but be so awakened to everything that she was learning. Like, everything had meaning. Everything was more than this physical world, and I was just, my eyes were opened from that age. And she took me to do Reiki at 10, so I was so aware of energy and that we're so much more than this body. And I did go away from it for a period after when I entered my 20s, and I really did think that the physical world was the real world, and I was totally happy with that. But I think because I just lost so much hope or faith in what I'd learnt through my mum, because it was like nothing was changing to be successful, and that's what I thought it was, that you do spiritual stuff and then you are super successful and things work really good. But and we know ourselves, everything is happening for us. So I had to sort of move away from it all, drop it completely, and then when I had kids, I picked it back up because I had the time, and I've just started to do that over the past 4 or 5 years for myself now. So that's then I found Ricky, and I realized so much more of my own journey, but I still have that beautiful foundation thanks to my amazing mum.
Absolutely. And I loved hearing you tell that, the story with you and your mum at the Intuitive Intelligence Workshop. It was so beautiful.
It's just and it's so funny, she's still mirroring exactly what we're all learning. She's there with that. But
it's so different for me. I had no one or nothing. I had a couple of beautiful spiritual teachers who were, some of the first spiritual teachers that I had when I worked for people that were really in tune and spiritual and on their path. So that was really beautiful. But at that stage of where I was at, I didn't even think that I had intuition. I didn't even think it was possible for me. I thought it was something that was like you're born with, passed down from generation to generation, even though that's kind of we are. It is our birthright and everyone is intuitive. but I just hadn't worked the muscle whatsoever. And so yeah, that's how I didn't have anyone like that like you did. So it's so beautiful.
But how divine that those people did enter your life to start that spark and start that like ripple effect to happen to then get to the next.
Absolutely.
Next stop, Ricky. Yeah. Yeah. So
absolutely.
That's so amazing. I'm so excited that we're so like contrast that way, that we've got two different makes a good conversation. All right. Should we jump into our next question?
I'd love.
Yeah. Oh no, I've lost you just a little bit.
My back.
You're back.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's pray to the Wi-Fi gods that I have strong and stable connection. So, my darling Kristy.
Yes.
What would be your 3 biggest takeaways from doing the 3rd level, being a part of the 3rd level?
My first biggest one would be actually feeling limitless, and for my beliefs, like my limiting beliefs, to be dropped. And that's still happening today. It's like an ongoing process. But that to me has just, when I think of the person I was a year ago and how many beliefs I was bogged down by, it's night and day. Like, and it's so much easier to witness the beliefs that are limiting me now. So before it was like I just thought it was normal to feel the way that I was feeling, and so frustrated and cranky and angry, and these glimpses of being joyful. But now it's like the glimpses of being angry, frustrated, and all of those, but the majority is coming back to that joy. So it's like a flip. So that would be my number one.
Yeah.
My second would be the sisterhood, going on retreat to Bali, being so held and supported by Ricky herself, by all of you. And just to be able to like totally self-indulge in that sacred space, you know, just totally indulge in removing from the world for that time. And I just felt like that was such a powerful, and it's shifted me from since then. Like things have just completely changed. I've come back and it's like things are brighter. Like it's the only way I can explain it, because there's no way to explain the feeling. It's just that things are just so incredible, more brilliant. And so that indulgent time, that would be my second takeaway. And my third would be actually really learning more about the truth of who we are, and knowing that truth. And we can know it here, but this year we've known it here, and that's just a huge shift and a huge drop into something so much deeper than reading a book and knowing it.
Yes.
To experiencing it like full body experience, and for those experiences to just crazily get deeper. And so that knowing that, Bali and beliefs dropping. Yep, they're my 3. So.
Oh my gosh, that's so incredible. I don't know how I can actually top everything you just said.
Because this is a competition.
Maybe. With love, yes. I won't go in any particular order. I'll just
go.
Say what comes out. I loved everything that you said, but isn't it amazing that no matter, because you know, when you're on your spiritual path and you're awakening, and you know you're an awake woman in the world, and crappy or shitty external circumstances can come your way, and you can just look at it and be like, what is this teaching me? What lesson is in this for me to learn? And no matter what the external circumstance is, and it can be absolutely horrible, you can look at it in a deeper way.
Mm.
What is this trying to teach me? What is this trying to show me? Even pain in my body, like my big toe will have a pain and I'm like, oh, what's that? Or pain is fear. No, I'm kidding. That's a little bit of a joke. But just knowing that underneath, it's just, there's so much to it, yet it is so simple. And that would be one of my biggest takeaways, is having the crappier situations be flung at you, but yet it's still okay. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Am I making sense?
Total sense. Total sense, Gabby. It's that spiritual side
we don't get caught up in it, in the crappiness, and I know that's a really
Yeah.
crappy word to say, but like, we don't get caught up in it.
No.
We don't, we're not like, oh, why is this happening to me? What have I done to deserve this? It's completely the opposite.
Yeah. Why is this happening?
That in itself is beautiful.
Rather than for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that just makes life easier in itself.
Yes.
You know, the challenges become some of your biggest teachers.
Yeah.
Learning from the lessons that are within those challenges. Yeah. Knowing that everything is serving you. Like, the amount of times that I've repeated to myself now, it's probably going to drop straight out of my brain because, funny. But going back to the healer's prayer.
Yes.
I'm content to be wherever she wishes, knowing she goes there with me. The amount of times I have just repeated that part of the prayer over and over and over again has been so beautiful in itself.
Yeah.
Knowing that everything is showing up in service of you. So that's takeaway number 1. I don't know if I branched off there and had 2 sneaky takeaways in the one. Did you have something to say?
No, I just love what you're saying, and it's an opportunity.
Yes. There's so many ways you can talk about it. Hey,
we could talk like all day.
Oh, what would be the second biggest takeaway?
Yeah.
Obviously, the women. That's a huge one. And oh my gosh, just having the space to be completely seen and witnessed, no matter where you're at in your journey, and feeling safe to actually go to the deepest parts of yourself and being open and showing up and being witnessed by your fellow priestesses and your fellow sisters, and feeling completely safe to do so. And, that wasn't always how it was for me. I struggled in the mentoring calls and the group calls because I didn't want to go there. But as the year went on, and as the fear and the walls shed and melted away, it became one of the most joyous parts, connecting with all of you for those beautiful and intimate group calls. And Bali, life since Bali, like, seriously, incredible. Yeah. That week was the most amazing week of my life, the transformation that I went through and that I witnessed all of you go through as well. And I was like, I don't know if I've told you this, but you are just insane, like, dedication. You were on fire on that retreat, and even on the plane, on the traveling, like, our flight was 5.5 hours, and you did not stop reading with your headphones on, your book out, your million highlighters and pens, highlighting everything. Like, I think I looked over at one point and almost an entire page was highlighted.
Sticky notes. Oh, it's so funny.
Oh my gosh, but your dedication was just insane, and it was so inspiring to me. So inspiring. And number 3, oh my gosh, how can we only pick 3?
I know.
Remembering what we truly are and relearning, because, you know, we already know all of this stuff already. We're just remembering. And wow, what a teacher we have to remember from. The best.
Yes.
Remembering what we truly are and coming home to that and knowing that we are just infinite potential, that we are God. And all of the side effects that come with knowing that. You know, ease, grace, abundance, acceptance, forgiveness, love, non-judgment.
Yes.
I'm just trying to think if there's any, like, yeah, there's so much. It's really hard to bring it down just to 3.
Yeah, I know. We talk for days about everything that's happened in the last year and how much we got out of it. It's like that word life-changing is sort of thrown around quite a lot, you know, especially online. But this is like epic life-changing. It is accelerating our soul's awakening, and in the truest way. Like, we are fast-tracking to awaken, which we're all doing, but this is giving us an opportunity to be like, I mean, you know, we're tough muddering it or whatever it's called. Like, we're going hard. Like, it's not
that is actually an awesome way to put it.
Yeah, like we're instead of like just
boot camp style
walking around and, you know, getting exercise, we're like spiritually smashing it. Like, and it's not like, oh, you know, the 3rd level is just going to make that happen for you. It's us showing up. And then this collision of Ricky's knowledge and this institute and us showing up, and you know, the course is laid out. We just got to go through it, and and it's incredible. And we can't describe in like 3 ways. Yeah.
And like you said before, in one of your biggest takeaways, letting go of the beliefs that aren't yours to hold on to, that aren't yours to no longer hold on to.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Shedding it all. That is not mine to hold on to. That is not mine to hold on to. Whatever, you know, indoctrinated beliefs and fears that have been put upon us.
Yeah.
And letting them go, and literally, as you shed all of those, your true self just comes out.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Really.
Yes. And I have to say,
and it's so exciting to meet fear. Like, it's so exciting. It's so, my comfort zone used to be, before this training, my comfort zone was like my most comfortable place. I didn't ever want to leave it. Never, ever. I was so happy there. And now being outside of my comfort zone is my favorite place to be.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, if we're not there, we know we're chilling with fear.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's such a good indicator if we're not feeling uncomfortable or we're not feeling stretched and sort of pulled to some degree. We're just chilling with the ego, hanging out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes.
Ooh.
And I have to say that to mirror you on what you saw in me in Bali, your fearlessness, your nude pooling, like, I love how you're dancing, like everything is so free. Like, it just felt like everything was dropped, you know.
It was
on the plane, and it was just, let's go. And I just loved that, like, loved it.
Although you're dancing.
Oh yeah, I know. So my cooking dance. I know, I have to get that on film.
Oh, funniest thing ever. Oh, thank you, my darling. It was such an honour and privilege to spend it with you.
Yeah.
And all of the other amazing women.
I know. This entire year, we could just like keep talking about it.
Shall we move on? Otherwise, I think we can stay here all day.
They weren't going to stop us. Okay. Okay, so we are up to what is being a spiritual leader to you, Gabby?
Oh, such a good question, and it's so multifaceted. There are so many doorways you could walk through to answer the question.
Yeah.
So, spiritual leader means to me having the fierceness to live in complete congruence, because when you're living out of congruence and something in your life is out of alignment with your awakening, your soul's path, your purpose, then you know that you've got to let it go. And that can be really, really scary, and it can feel really, really big, and a lot of fear can come up. And I think that's what it takes to be a spiritual leader. You give yourself over willingly. You give yourself over to the infinite, to God willingly, and you go there. And if you have to let something go, you do it, knowing that the benevolent universe is always supporting you and working on your behalf, even no matter how big or scary it feels. And there is so much more that I could say as well. But I think when you're living in, complete congruence, always working towards being in constant flow and constant congruence, then that kind of answers the question, I think, in itself. Yeah. Being a mystic in the world.
Yes.
A priestess of consciousness. And, I think you can go now, and I'll probably start having firework moments in my mind and be like, I need to have something more to say.
Yes, I feel like a one-way street with this question. I feel like the two of us, I agree fully, wholeheartedly with what you're saying. Like, I think, and that's what I think a spiritual leader is as well, a mystic in the world, not sitting back, doing a meditation behind closed doors, being all like in the closet. It's stepping out. It's being that in every single moment, whether you're at Woolies, whether you are in the car in traffic, whether it's the energy that we are holding. If we're choosing to hold that high vibrational state more than we are choosing the low vibrational state, and that we know that if we're low vibing, we're just gonna we know what to do to get back up there, and we know that it's our choice. So we become so much more responsible for ourselves and where we're choosing to chill. So it's a mystic in the world, not up in a monastery somewhere. It's actually, and it's not about leading people as in, oh, look at my my abundant tribe that I lead as a spiritual leader. It's not that. It's actually just being where we are, who we are, and being our truth, being in a congruent, aligned with that truth that we are God, and aligned with that truth that we are the infinite, and that we are being that conduit into the world through us. Yeah. And we're bringing that into this world.
That's right. And by being that, we are the cleanest vessel for the infinite and the information and to flow through us.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
Yes. So, that is definitely what a spiritual leader is to me too. I couldn't agree more. Yeah. Facing fears and becoming fearless to hold the highest vibration we can that's going to shift without us. We don't need to do nothing.
Yeah. And just always being willing to show up, willing to go further, willing to go deeper.
Yes.
Such a good question.
I know, right?
Okay. So that is all of the questions, but we're going to do our super fun spiritual lightning round, quantum style.
Yes.
We need like a little dance. So we've got a couple of questions, and you just have to answer them really quick. So I'll go first. I'll ask them to you.
Yeah.
Okay, my darling Kristy, are you ready? What is your most favourite devotional practice?
Okay. Meditation and walking. Definitely.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Favourite book or author?
Oh, Gary Renard and Disappearance of the Universe. That, yeah. Him, yeah.
Awesome. Oh, what is it that excites your soul?
Awakening.
Mm.
Awakening. And I'd like to say definitely painting and creativity is where it flows through the most. But awakening excites me. If I can think of anything that drives me, it's awakening.
Yeah.
Out of the illusion.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And what would be your spiritual guilty pleasure?
I love this.
I love this one.
I know, it's so funny. Okay, so Gabby knows that I'm like a complete incense hoarder. I like over in Bali.
She bought all of Bali's incense. She did. There's no more incense in Bali.
So spiritual. Yeah, incense hoarder. I just all the time. I just got this huge wad of them the other day, and it was hilarious. So yeah, that would be my pleasure. Just incensing everywhere, always. My neighbours love me.
When I saw that photo that you posted about, you just done all your housework and you're going around with incense, all that beautiful smell and all the nooks and crannies. I'm like, there was like literally 15 incense sticks. I'm like, you're going to have to go back to Bali and buy more, because I thought it was the super duper stuff. I can probably buy that in Australia anyway.
Yeah, I know. I must source that once I run out.
Oh, such good answers. Thank you so much. That was
thank you, Gabby. Thank you. All right, ready? Spaghetti?
I am. I've got my hot water bottle, keeping me warm. Oh, I honestly don't know how I'm going to answer the first question, but go. Okay. We'll see what just comes out.
Yeah, what comes out. Go, go, go. All right, so your favourite devotional practice?
It would have to be just meditation. And that kind of encompasses all practice, because everything's meditation. Oh, do you know what? Can I just go back to one of the other questions real quick?
Yeah.
I'm changing my favourite devotional practice just so I can entwine my answer into where we're at right now. The power of silence.
Yes. Oh, Bali.
Bali. Oh my golly gosh. Yeah. If that wasn't a stipulation, I don't know if stipulation is the right word, but if that wasn't a rule, that's not right the word either, but it would have been a completely different week.
Totally different. We had to be with ourselves.
Be silent and be with ourselves and not distract ourselves and busy ourselves in conversations and talking to everybody. Yeah. We had to be silent. And that was uncomfortable AF. Katie Cruz totally took that. Like when, oh my gosh, we're going to go so over time here, but when our opening circle and Amy was guiding us through how our week was going to unfold or what it was going to look like, a bit of a schedule type thing. And she said, now, my darlings, we're going to go into silence every night from 7 p.m. until 8:30 a.m. the next day after the morning meditation finished. And I had tears in the back of my eyes because I knew I had to go there. I knew that there were places that I had to go and there were things within me that I had to meet at that time. And it was confronting and uncomfortable, and I couldn't busy myself with conversation and talking about our experiences.
Yes.
And that was the best thing ever.
So powerful.
So powerful.
Yeah.
So my favourite devotional practice, just so I could entwine that in my story, would be silence.
This is a super fast round.
I know, I stuck at the spiritual lightning round. Can't do it. I promise I'll answer the last 3 really quickly.
Really fast. I love that. I love that you talked about that, because that was so freaking powerful. Like, it was ridiculous. So, yes, silence. Complete silence. Yes. All right. So, favorite book or author?
Well, I would have to say my favourite book would be Spiritually Fierce by our darling Ricky Jane Adams. I do. I freaking love that book. And it's gold. And it's the perfect book for anyone on any stage of their awakening.
Totally agree. Mm-hmm. They haven't seen it. Yes.
I can't wait for her next book.
Stop.
That's exciting.
I know.
Next question.
Okay, so what excites your soul?
Oh my gosh, what excites my soul? How do you answer that in just one thing? Listening to your soul call you. Like, listen for the call and just go there. That's what excites my soul, whether it be dancing, going to a drumming circle. I went to a drumming circle at the beginning of the year, and I'd never done any drumming whatsoever. And it's like my soul was so happy. My hands just knew what they were doing, like where to go and what to do and the technique. And I'm just like, whoa, this is amazing. I was totally a tribal drummer in a past life. Totally killing it. I loved it. And that drumming excites my soul. Yeah. Cups of tea excite my soul. Everything excites my soul. Everything. My work, my beautiful clients. Yeah. Everything.
I love that.
I just do whatever excites my soul. So I do a lot of things because I just do it. I don't say no to anything.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Love that. Yes.
And what's that beautiful quote Ricky says? Be more faithful to yourself first, or I've got that wrong, but above anyone else, be more faithful to yourself. Oh, anyway, that's totally wrong how I said that, but it's a quote that she has in her words, and I just love that. You know, I'd be more. I'm totally
to you.
tongue-tied.
No, to you.
You know, that's what I do.
I'm with you.
Yeah. And I just do whatever it is that excites my soul, and that could be something different every day.
That has to inspire the shit out of me. Yeah, love that.
Really?
Love that. Yeah.
Even on my mumble jumble tongue tying,
I got you.
Can't even say the phrase that I love.
Your energy, you get it.
True.
Words can't describe it as good.
Oh,
love that.
Last one. Yes, thank you. I love it too.
Okay, your favorite spiritual guilty pleasure?
I so love this question. So, you know, every day, I can't do this fast, can I? Every day, you know, we have our devotional practices, you know, and we have our rituals that we do and the practices we do each day. And no joke, with no word of a lie, one morning a week, I actually go on to Ellen too, because I love Ellen DeGeneres so much, and being at one of her shows is literally on my bucket list. I don't know how that even works, but I'm going to be there one day. And scrolling through her videos and watching her videos, and my vibration just goes through the roof. And I'm literally watching Ellen DeGeneres videos on EllenTube is my spiritual guilty practice, because I literally have embedded it into one morning a week as my spiritual practice, one of them that I do in a day. And it feels kind of guilty because I'm watching Ellen videos and claiming it to be one of my devotional practices.
I love that so much.
I just love her so much. So that would be my spiritual guilty pleasure.
I love that. So funny. What a way to end our interview together.
Absolutely.
And holy crap, it's been so incredible, Gabby.
So much fun.
So much.
I love you so much.
I love you so much.
And I can't wait just to, like, you can't get rid of me. And, like, literally, I can't wait to watch you and where you're going to take this and where, you know, you're going to go with this.
Yeah, ditto. I'm so excited for the two of us, like, and what you're going to birth into the world. And it's just...
Did we want to talk about that? That was one of our questions. We missed it.
I know. We might have to, like, do a live together to go.
Let's do a live together.
A live together.
Can I come to your home and then I can go to the Monday markets too? Kill two birds with one stone.
I want to go back there. Yes. But we should definitely, and we can chat about what we're going to be birthing into the world. So stay tuned to everyone.
Oh my gosh, brilliant.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, my darling. It has been an absolute pleasure to hang out with you this awesome Wednesday morning.
Cool. Thanks, Gabby.
Mwah.
Mwah.